Hi, I'm Carson and I'm going to tell you about St. Kathryn Cellars' rebrand of their peach wine. First, let's look at the background. The background on the original package used a gigantic pink gradient with a border around it. The new package has no border and just uses the paper color. This makes it brighter and more open. The image of the winery that used to dominate the front of the package is now smaller, in gold, and above the word mark. It's still tied to the word mark though through its proximity directly above it. The image of the winery is important because it's a very distinctive building and one that locals, who make up a large portion of this winery's customer base, know very well. It's also the first building you see when you get off the interstate in Palisade, so it's good to know where customers can get this wine. The word mark has changed slightly. Cellars has moved up the hierarchy and now sits on the same baseline as St. Kathryn and in the same font. This makes the full name feel more immediate. There's now an offset duplicate underneath the word mark. This makes the word mark sit slightly above the page, and the hint of the outline, in the same color as the illustration of the winery itself, ties the name to the location visually in another way, the other being their proximity. There's a new element on the front of the package, and that is a flavor cue, in the form of a watercolor painting of a couple of peaches. This painting looks good and fills the space well. The only critique I could have of this is that the value on that center leaf is almost the same value as the paper behind it. That makes it almost look as if this painting was torn. Either way, it's good that there is a flavor cue now, as those are important to any packaging of food or drink, and this flavor cue is highest on the hierarchy, so that people will know what this tastes like. The name of the wine has changed. Passion has been dropped, leaving just peach. This is good because it's more clear. The old packaging was a little misleading. In the context of fruit, when you say passion, I think of passion fruit, which is not an ingredient of this wine. Underneath the name, we no longer have the location of the winery, Palisade, Colorado. Instead, we have a description of the wine, authentic fruit wine. This is a better use of space because it reiterates what's inside the wine. It's also a legal requirement. Onto the back, the layout is a single column now, allowing for easier reading. The new font has smaller serifs and tighter tracking. It looks more modern and is more readable. The copy has been rewritten in places and is tighter now, but hits all the same beats. Since the name of the wine is at the beginning of the copy, the title was redundant and has been dropped. Instead, the name of the copy is highlighted using all caps and a heavier weight. The wine description and winery description are separated more now, with the wine description being placed over a peach-colored background. The rules around the wine description are a representation of grapevines and tie back to the cap, which I'll get to later. The address is formatted better and uses the same type size as the body copy. The Surgeon General's warning and barcode have been moved to the bottom. The Surgeon General's warning is in a more condensed typeface, so it takes up a lot less room and is more readable. Contains sulfates is also no longer confusingly set next to the warning. The cap has been redone. It used to be solid black, and now it has grapevines wrapped around it. This is a good change because it can help the bottle stand out amongst other brands on the shelves. Overall, this is a huge improvement over the previous packaging. It's more approachable, it's brighter, it's more distinctive. It just looks better and it works. Once again, I'm Carson. Thank you for watching.